Have you tried ChatGPT for UX design and found a lot of limitations? We all have. But a recent NNG study shows that UX designers are still using it in surprisingly powerful ways. So today I'm showing you the top 3 ways designers are using ChatGPT. Hello, MJ here, and if you're a designer that wants to use AI tools responsibly and ethically, you're in the right place. And after all that AI hype, we are all discovering its limitations. Because AI may look like magic, but unfortunately, this is not Hogwarts, and we are all muggles here. Though, look at this NNG chart. UX designers are predominantly using ChatGPT, but then which use cases are actually working? The first use case I'm showing you could help you save a lot of time. It sparks new ways to see solutions, and it could help you overcome that blank page syndrome. And that is brainstorming and ideation. Even though ChatGPT does not replace your problem-solving skills, its power relies on using it as some sort of ideation partner. And there's a full range of things you can actually do, but there's 2 that are used the most. The first one is initial ideation. So once you analyze your research and maybe you get stuck or you don't know how to start, you can use ChatGPT to generate potential feature ideas or potential design solutions. Or if you already have a list of your potential solutions, you can just bounce your ideas back with ChatGPT and ask it for feedback. You can also ask it to create variations of your ideas, because if AI excels on something, it's on generating a lot of ideas really quick. Now, also in the brainstorming realm, and a lot of designers are doing this because most likely not a lot of us are natural writers. Designers are using ChatGPT for UX copy. So this could be micro copy like button names or error messages or maybe hero header titles. But it could also be for descriptions or paragraphs. Maybe you're putting together a website and your client sends you a 200-page PDF that you have to summarize in 2 sentences. Yeah, I will use ChatGPT for that. Now, the limitations. Please don't just go to ChatGPT and ask it, solve this entire problem for me. Oh, option 1 is perfect. I am done. No, that's not how it works. First of all, ChatGPT lacks your specific project context, which could be partly mitigated if you have a good prompt structure. I have a free prompt structure guide in the description, by the way. But even with the perfect prompt, it cannot solve your entire design problems just like that. But it can generate a lot of ideas for you. And then you can just pick and choose the ones that make sense and just mold them together with yours, so your solution actually helps your users and fulfill the business goals. Also, I feel I don't need to say this because you will be putting attention to your outputs, but always check for biases and hallucinations. Remember, as your ideation partner, it's not the replacement of your brain. The next way to use ChatGPT for UX design can speed things up significantly, because this is one of the things that AI does best, and that is summarizing research data. And I'm not talking about generating insights or themes, because I feel it's still lacking on that. But there are 2 different things in this category. The first one is condensing large quantities of data. For example, let's say you're working on improving an existing application, and the team gives you a lot of old reports with user feedback, open-ended questions, or maybe really old surveys with a lot of data. You can ask GPT to categorize the information, you can ask it to summarize it, and you can ask it what are the most common users' complaints. The second way to use it on research is probably the most common in the entire world, and that is to streamline your searches. If there's something you need to investigate in the web, with ChatGPT, you can do it faster and in a more concise way, and then after you got the response, you can even dig further and further and further until you get what you want. 2 very important things. for limitations here. If you're providing large quantity of documents or very long documents, please check the amount of tokens or words you can use in your account. Because if you pass that limit, the AI will just ignore a lot of the information and it might give you very inaccurate results. Second limitation, always ask GPT for sources of information and make sure to cross-check the answers to see if it's not hallucinating, because you don't want to hallucinate with it. The next powerful way to use ChatGPT for UX design is especially useful for solo designers, for junior designers, or also busy designers, and that's getting a quick design critique. So when you already have a design, you can upload your screenshots to ChatGPT and you can ask it to give you feedback, to check for usability issues, and you can also ask it to give you improvement ideas. Now, ChatGPT will not give you senior UX designer feedback. It may just point out some obvious things, but sometimes when we're designing something, we are so absorbed in the project that we even forget the most obvious things. Yeah, like that back button you just forgot to add to the screen. I'll be interested to see how you are using ChatGPT for UI UX design, what has proven effective, and what has been just a total waste of time for you. And I think we can all benefit from that discussion. It was so hard reducing this list to only 3 ways designers are using ChatGPT because the list is very long. So let me know if you're interested in that and check my prompt formula guide in the description below. See you next time.